We have always been talking about how psoriasis has like this domino effect, you know? So we're trying to play a little domino here so we can start a conversation and try to help others to better understand their diseases. Psoriasis impacts not just the skin, but it's also a systemic disease. It affects the heart, the joints, depression. I mean, there are many aspects of psoriasis that were known in the past, and it was almost for many people treated like a cosmetic condition. We were all missing what was going on inside. True. So I would like to know, how has this affected you?
So it started at the very, very early of my childhood, started at the age of 12. And then it actually progressed over the years, which, 30 years ago, nobody knows what is psoriasis. I mean, let alone talking about psoriatic disease right now. But the core thing is actually, I did not enjoy my childhood at all because I always wanted to isolate myself because the perception or the way the public perceive me as though that I have a huge, contagious disease, that can actually, outcast myself, on that notion. Yeah. So, but over the years, I tried to read more readings, with the help of my family. They try to do some research. What is this psoriasis and how can they help me to improve my life? So on that journey, until now, little by little, day by day, I got better. Of course, it's a long healing journey for me. I won't say that I just changed overnight. Even speaking openly or publicly to people about this condition, it took me years to stand up for myself. And then, then after this advocacy kind of captured my heart. And I felt there's a drive, there's a passion in me that I wanted to change things around me and also be voice to the voiceless and those who are still caving themselves or suffering silently. I would like to bring them to the light and give them some hope and also inspire them to say that psoriasis does not define your life, but life is much more way beautiful than what you think. From the holistic approach to the psoriatic arthritis, nobody have educated me or tell me look, you have this psoriatic arthritis, you should get treated. But that wasn't even my concern because my concern is I need to have that, clear skin.
As a dermatologist, we have to be aware that a patient might be in the early stages of a psoriasis disease. Mm-hmm. So we have to ask about joint pain, for example, back pain, for example.
True.
We see a lot of our patients that have been, for example, treated by doctors because it's the back, it's the bone, but they have never consulted a rheumatologist.
True.
So we know now that we have to get in the early stages of the disease, and as a dermatologist, it's important to ask and to touch.
Agree.
Because whenever there's stiffness or pain or soreness, we have to be able to talk to our rheumatologist that we should be working with and try to have our patient with an early diagnosis because we now know how this makes the whole world different for the journey for a patient with psoriasis disease.
Very true.
Shall I put one on?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, I have one matching. And I think it's the treatments. The difficulty, I think, about treatments is that some treatments are not able to go with other diseases. So good information is very important, but a good question to the patient as well. When I started on the systemic treatment, I said, I don't want my hypertension to become worse because then I need to get medication. And we really searched for a treatment that was possible with that. And I had that for several years, but it didn't, had some other side effects. So I changed the treatment, but it's important that the treatment is not looking only to that one solution for your skin, but also to the other solutions.
I think that's really important. And I would like to take you 30 years back when we didn't have systemic treatments like biologics or oral medications apart from methotrexate. I think that these medications have really changed patients' course of disease. And it has been impressive how people have been able to have healthier lives because of the treatments.
Yeah.
But I have to say that in my
country, as well as in my region in Latin America, access to these high-cost treatments, it's so difficult. And the same thing happens in many other underserved areas of the world. I think that the job that you do as IFPA with the advocacy for patients is something so important. The job that has been done with the WHO has been very important to have psoriasis in the agenda. And I would say that it's really been life-changing the last 30 years for people with psoriasis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to turn another one?
Yes, of course.
No, that's not... that one. Oh, we talked about that one.
But maybe we can match this with hypertension.
Hypertension, oh yeah, have that one as well. I do bingo on comorbidities, I think.
I think a lot of people with high blood pressure don't know it. I have got, during my pregnancy, I've got hypertension. I knew it, but if I didn't, then I would have lived for so many years without knowing it. And having a good treatment as well for hypertension makes you, well, it's an investment and kind of prevention. So it's important, yeah.
Yeah, it is really important. And coming back to this one, new drugs have been able also to help treat the other comorbidities. And that is very important because we are not just treating the skin, we are treating the whole condition, the whole disease. And I really like very much the term psoriasis disease. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I do. I hate the quote that it's just a skin disease. It's not just a skin disease. And that's why I think we have to treat the person with the disease, and some things are not a disease. For me, the hypertension doesn't feel like a disease, but it needs to be treated. And I like the idea that's coming up that if we treat the psoriatic disease well, we don't get the comorbidities.
Yes.
But prevention is always a difficult one.
Yes, and there's a long way to go.
Yeah.
But I think working to make the world a better world for psoriasis patients, to have the world psoriasis free, is really very important. And I'm so happy and I'm so proud that now we're working all together. I mean, these instances to work, the doctors, the patients, the associations, this is going to only lead us to a better world with psoriasis free.
I'm using here this card that shows the holistic approach, but it also shows the mental health. Have you ever suffered about mental health? Yes, nothing that has been diagnosed as depression or anything like that, but definitely throughout my life there has been, especially in my late teenagers, a lot of social anxiety, the feeling of lack of understanding. It has impacted my life in a way that that took a lot of mental toll on myself, you know. I know. And it's very important for the rest of the people to know what the disease is, because you have to struggle with your skin condition, in your case, but you also have to struggle with the people that you relate with. I mean, your classmates, your friends, they don't know what you're suffering, they don't know what you have. Sometimes they feel that this is contagious and they might not want to approach you. And so it's really a very high impact in the quality of life. For you to be able to face it and to talk this with a dermatologist, which might be the first doctor that takes care of you, but also with the community that surrounds you, it's really important to have the support of the family, to have the support of your friends that may allow you to make it easier for you to go to the pool, to have fun for your friends, to PMA parties, you know, all those things might be better when you are surrounded by people who love you and understand you, and people that takes care of your mental health. Absolutely.
I'm so happy that you want to share with us your story. Yes. I think it's so important for us and for our audience to know more about you. What has been the journey of your disease?
Well, it has been on a roller coaster ride. I think just like any other patient, psoriasis patient, you know, we were devastated and thinking about the word, why me? And I remember I was searching for a solution in YouTube, Google, all right, So you have Dr. Google, Dr. Wikipedia, all right? So that's why when I first contracted with it, so I was very worried. My dean was asking me, Edmund, what happened to you? You know, just imagine facing 100 over students in front of you and you are fidgeting.
Yes, of
And
course.
all the flicks coming out. So I took a bit of leave, you know, to say, well, I have to look for a solution. Then, of course, I went to one of the dermatologists. You know, she diagnosed me as eczema.
Okay.
Okay, so it was a wrong diagnosis for months. Until I said, come on, this cream is not helping me. Then I went to a skin center in Singapore. And as usual, first they look at me and give me a bit more, some kind of mild treatment first, like from cream. It doesn't work, so phototherapy, you know, for multiple sessions on my scalp and on my body. I tried all this and it still doesn't work. And then one day, and then he was sitting together with me. He was just saying, Edmund, now it's time for biologic. I said, what is biologic? And then he prescribed me with this good biologic treatment. And then that means that every month I have to budget about 1,000 Singapore dollars, equivalent to US dollars 740.
Okay.
So how many people can really afford to put aside 740 US dollars every month?
And this is something that the less people in the world can do. And we have many regions in the world, underserved areas, where it's so difficult to access first a dermatologist or a rheumatologist, and then again, it's very difficult to access these high-cost treatments. And we have to make the difference. And I think it's so important, the advocacy, to help these patients
Yep.
to learn more about their disease, to learn more about their comorbidities, to learn more about how can they improve their wellness.